There's a magnetic pull in the wind, a visceral call in the rumble of pistons, a sense of freedom in two wheels that few other machines can match. Motorcycles aren't simply transport, they are a mode of expression, a way to feel the road, to connect with the surroundings, to taste risk and mastery every time you twist the throttle. Why do people ride motorcycles? Some enjoy the minimalism, less weight, less barrier between rider and world. Some chase the adrenaline, the lean angle, the torque, the danger. Some ride for the community, the shared passion, the brotherhood at cafes and in parking lots, comparing bikes and stories. Others ride simply because movement on two wheels feels closer to flying. For many, it's not just a machine, it's an extension of their identity. But ask any seasoned rider, and they'll tell you, not all bikes are created equal. Each machine has its own character, its own compromises, its own sweet spot. And today, we're going to live in the sweet spot for a while by looking at one of Yamaha's most beloved middleweight machines, the Yamaha FZ6. Before we zoom in, we need to understand the world the FZ6 was born into. The 600cc class has always been the Goldilocks zone of motorcycling. Not too wild, not too tame. Big enough to thrill, small enough to control. In the early 2000s, this class was booming. Honda had its Hornet, Suzuki, the Bandit, and SV650, Kawasaki, the Z750. And Yamaha, well, Yamaha wanted a piece of that perfect balance. So, in 2003, they took the manic, track-bred heart of their YZF-R6, an engine that screamed to 50 RPM and gave it new manners. Underneath its modest bodywork sat a liquid-cooled, inline-four cylinder, 16-valve engine, 599 cubic centimeters of silky chaos, re-engineered for the street. In its later S2 form, it made around 98 horsepower, not record-breaking, but more than enough to embarrass careless liter bikes in the right hands. Torque sat around 63 Newton-meters, arriving high in the revs, but smooth enough to make city riding civilized. The frame? Aluminum, light and rigid. The geometry? Neutral, it wanted to carve corners, not fight them. The riding position? Upright, relaxed, confident. It wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed, but it was one you could wield all day. Twin front discs gave you control without brutality. The suspension middle of the road, but forgiving. And as the years passed, Yamaha refined it. Better fueling, stronger brakes, a touch more polish. They called the facelifted version the FZ6S2, and it quietly became one of the best balanced middleweights you could buy. Twist the key, and the FZ6 doesn't shout. It hums. It doesn't intimidate you, it invites you. Roll onto the throttle, and you feel the familiar Yamaha smoothness, a surge that builds, linear and addictive. In the mid-range, it's playful. In the top end, it howls with a trace of R6 DNA, reminding you that beneath this polite commuter lives a racer that just learned restraint. In the city, it's composed, the clutch is light, the throttle precise, the seat comfortable. On the highway, its steady 120 feels like a cruise, not a fight. And when the road begins to twist, the FZ6 transforms. It leans willingly, gracefully. The weight disappears. It flicks from corner to corner, with just enough urgency to make your pulse quicken, but never enough to make your palms sweat. This is not a bike that punishes you for being human. It rewards you for riding well. Every motorcycle has a personality. The FZ6 is that of a loyal friend, never bragging, never sulking, but always ready. It's sporty, but not arrogant. Capable, but not cocky. You could ride it to work all week, and on Saturday, chase apexes through a mountain pass without changing a thing. It's the definition of balance. And yet, that balance is what made it fade into the background. In a world obsessed with extremes, the fastest, the lightest, the newest, the FZ6 quietly did everything right and never shouting about it. That's the tragedy of competence sometimes. It's too good to stand out. Its strengths were clear. It handled like a dream for its weight. It was smooth, predictable, forgiving. It was reliable as gravity engines that ran forever, electrics that never gave up, and it offered four-cylinder character that high-revving symphony for a fraction of the price of a supersport. But, sure, there were trade-offs. It wasn't light by modern standards. It lacked the electronic safety nets we take for granted today, no traction control, no ride modes. And if you came from an R6 or GSXR, you'd call it tame. Still, the FZ6 wasn't trying to impress racers. It was built for riders. So, who is this bike really for? It's for the all-rounder, the rider who wants one motorcycle to do everything. The weekday commuter who becomes a weekend warrior. The couple who throws soft bags on the tail and rides across borders. The beginner who's growing confident. The veteran who's done chasing specs and just wants a good machine. The FZ6 fits all of them, and that's rare. When you compare it to pure supersports like the R6 or CBR 600RR, the FZ6 trades razor-sharp precision for sanity. It gives you 90% of the thrill with 0% of the chiropractor visits. Against nakeds like the SV650, it offers the smoother hum of a four-cylinder, the polish of Yamaha refinement. And in semi-fared phaser trim, it morphs into a capable sport tourer, the kind that devours kilometers without complaint. Eventually, time caught up. Emissions tightened. The market shifted towards smaller twins and high-tech liter bikes. The FZ6 quietly bowed out, replaced by models like the FZ8 and later the N07. But if you ride an MT today, if you feel that blend of accessibility, power and fun, you're feeling the echo of what the FZ6 pioneered. Ask owners and you'll hear stories. One rode his from Ireland to Scotland with his wife on the back, never missed a beat, he said. Another commuted every day for 10 years and sold it running perfectly. Another crashed, rebuilt, and still rides the same one because no new bike feels quite like it. That's the mark of a good machine when people bond with it enough to keep it alive long after its showroom days are over. So, what is the Yamaha FZ6? It's not a race bike, not a cruiser, not a tourer. It's the Goldilocks, the middleweight, that got everything just right. It's the bike that reminds us that balance is an art, not too much, not too little. That the best rides aren't about horsepower or lean angles, but about moments, the hum of the engine beneath you, the horizon unfolding ahead. The FZ6 may no longer be new, but like all truly good machines, it's timeless. And if you find one in good shape, waiting in a garage somewhere, take it for a ride. you might just rediscover what motorcycles were always meant to be.